The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are solely of the original authors and other contributors. Podcast contains strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome to Real Talk Game Talk, the gaming podcast that wishes its first episode was better. I'm your host Min, and let me introduce our guest. Here with me today we have a Fire Emblem fanboy. It's Conrad.
I'm here every week.
He's a Smash encyclopedia incarnate. It's Sam.
I'm not here every week.
And he is the boss, the director. It's Steven.
Why the hell am I commentating this week?
I don't know. Why?
We like having you around.
We like having you around.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Today's topic is storytelling, impactful moments, and plot twist, and everything that goes with it. Yeah, we can agree on that.
Sequential narrative in gaming.
Oh yeah. And you know, it's gonna contain spoilers, so be careful about that.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
If you hear a game mentioned that you still want to play and not be spoiled by it, fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have timestamps in like a month or something in on that episode in the description or something.
I apologize for that in advance.
Also, our resident storyteller, Jacob, isn't here today, so there might be some games that you'd be like, wow, that had a great story, and it won't be mentioned.
We only have so long. I know your favorite game is Amamushi for the Dreamcast in like 1986, but we are relatively young, and we haven't played every game in existence, so
Alright, let's do it.
We actually also apologize for like the very low amount of fuck yous that will be like provided during this episode.
Hey, I like it that way.
Everyone here actually likes each other, so this is gonna be a really boring podcast.
They won't be any F-bombs probably.
Okay.
I mean, at some point I might tell Min to go fuck himself, but that's probably as much as might happen.
I would fuck myself too if I could.
Oh.
I mean,
alright.
Come on, if you're given the chance, how are you gonna turn your... this is getting weird. I'm gonna
It's
stop
like that
this
one
line.
debate we had with Jacob
What a great
about...
story.
Okay, anyways, moving on. Our first topic would be storytelling and like what like defines an impactful moment or like a good storytelling.
Yeah.
Starting with Sam, I guess.
Okay, what I see as being impactful moments in gaming is where the game has taken you one way the entire time, where you think it's all going to be this one thing, and it just kind of shifts it in a way that in just one moment it can shift the entire thing. Things like BioShock and Portal, and those kinds of games where you're going down the one path of the game, and then just suddenly the entire game shifts. That's, personally for me, those are the most impactful
Plot
moments.
twists. Yeah, how about you, Conrad?
Well, I think that the definition of like an impactful story is one that, it impacts you. It's relatable, it's relevant to your experience as a gamer, as a person. So like, it makes you think even after you're done playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually agree with Conrad's sentiments. I really prefer a story that really adheres to just the empathy and connecting with actual social issues in today's lives and all that stuff that's been going around the world. And
Yeah, to me, an impactful moment is like not necessarily like a plot point or something. It's more like something that the game makes you do that like sticks with you or like sticks with like people. That it makes you do something that you never thought you would have to do.
Spec Ops.
Or like Metal Gear.
Spec Ops. Oh, Metal
Yeah,
Gear too.
Psycho Mantis, when you have to like switch the port of your controller. It's like, damn, the went that far.
That's an actual thing like that?
Yeah,
That's
Or like the moment in did you play Batman Arkham Asylum? Anyone here?
No, I didn't. But
There's a moment in the game where it starts to glitch, and I got so ticked off because the game like glitched and froze and everything, but it turns out that you had been Scarecrow fear gassed, and that was what it was doing. I almost turned off my game because I thought it had glitched, and it's like that was so impactful to me. Like I always remember that moment from that game. I don't remember much from that game, but I remember that Scarecrow sequence because I I got so frustrated.
Yeah, moments
Wow.
like that breaks the fourth wall, but like it immerses you even more. Actually,
Yeah.
like, or even if it doesn't immerse you, like it sticks with you.
Yeah.
And okay, the funny thing about the Psycho Mantis is that if you had other Konami games in your memory card, Psycho Mantis would like refer to that. He would say, "Oh,
Oh.
I see you've been playing that game and that game. Interesting." And you cannot beat him unless you actually switch the ports.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have to figure it out that by yourself too.
Damn.
Man, that would suck if you're like sitting there just playing your game and you have to get up and walk.
But
all
it's
the way
so-
across the room.
I have 300
Oh,
games.
keep in mind it's like
Which
PS1
one?
or PS2. I don't remember. Probably PS1. So like the controller is actually wired, and then
Oh,
it's like the wire is pretty small too. So it's like.
oh yeah.
And when you're a kid, you're just like sitting down on the floor or maybe on the couch, but that is like really...
I used to do that all
yeah,
the time.
yeah,
when I
sitting
played
down on the
PS1,
floor.
Yeah.
But those are impactful moments that only games can give to you. You know, movies can have impactful moments too because they're story based, but games have different ways of impactful moments. For instance, one of the most impactful thing a game can do is take control away from you, in my opinion.
Very true.
In the entire game, you have control. You know, you can do things. In Half-Life 2 Episode 2, do you play Half-Life 2 Episode 2?
It's
No,
it's on my
I have
Steam.
not.
library.
A moment. Jesus, I keep on referring to things.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
There's a moment when you get up against this is a pretty big spoiler, the Combine controller, or I don't remember what exactly they're called, but the high-ups on the Combine have these crazy psychokinetic powers, and they can just pin you to the wall, and you sit there, and you have to watch as they stab into a man's brain, and you can't control it. You
Damn.
can't. You're pinned to the wall. You can't control what you're seeing. You are looking straight at this thing with its weird tongue-like appendage,
Yeah.
and it's one of the most disturbing things
Oh.
I've ever seen in a game. I remember it to this day because I was just so freaked out. I couldn't control the scenario. I had nothing, and I think that's one of the most impactful things a game could do.
Sometimes the games also cheats you into thinking that it's a cinematic, but you can actually impact.
Oh yeah,
the
like
moment.
when like a random quick time event shows up, you can suddenly have control.
Oh yeah, that too. It's like also I don't know. It's like in Chrono Trigger where like at the beginning you can't really control your character. Oh, it's like okay, spoiler. It's Lavos, and then there's like this blue-haired girl that can actually join your party if you save her. And I didn't realize that I could actually move my character. Okay, at first it was a cinematic, and then I realized I could actually move my character and save her, but I had no idea I could save her. And then I just like went with the plot, and she died.
It's funny. A lot of the games that out of the game, you get to a cutscene or you get to like some dialogue that tells you the story. Yeah.
Metal Gear.
All
Like
the
that.
memes.
So
all the
basically,
memes.
the gameplay, the reward is not just necessarily just playing the game. It's also getting through the story, if it's really gripping.
I agree with that in most cases. However, I'm not actually.
There's definitely a lot of exceptions.
There's a lot of exceptions, and I'm not the biggest fan of games that separate story and gameplay like that so heavily. I mean, I understand there are some games where that's kind of necessary because the gameplay, especially for like turn-based RPGs, you're not gonna you're not going to be able to
Yeah.
give any exposition through the gameplay.
Actually, I noticed a lot of
a little bit.
a lot of the current games now too. I
Yeah.
mean, if you haven't really noticed the storyline, it seems like it's always repeating. There's always a lot of subplots, and I mean, they are getting to the main part of the game, but it just feels like they're just stalling. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
Oh,
in
especially with
today's
no,
game.
especially with a lot of the most recent open world games.
Oh,
or
yeah.
trend of open
Yeah.
world. It's like I don't know. I felt like since I think the last game I played that had a decent one-track narrative was probably BioShock Infinite. That was the last one I played where from start to finish there were no real major subplots or side missions or any crap like that. It was just, here's our story, start to finish. It's a really good story. It's so good you're probably going to want to replay our game again.
Yeah. Oh, and fuck. I bumped into the mic. Anyways.
I hope we can
that-
hear that.
You
That-
might hear that.
Yeah.
You can hear my oh fuck from last week.
That's true. Anyways, I was talking about like side quests and stuff like that. Like generally in open worlds right now, if you just like plow through the story and like do no side quests at all, you'll finish the game in 20 hours, like or something. It's like
or actually even less than that, because
probably less.
I'm not sure who said that last week. Was it Jacob? But Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
that's
probably
more like
well.
a skill
10
thing.
minutes?
How you can like beat the final boss.
Yeah,
like,
was it like 10 minutes?
yeah.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
No, we
That's
don't know
kind
yet.
of
We don't
like
know
to
yet.
the
But like you
extreme.
could,
But I mean-
you could probably.
Well,
you have to fight it first.
I mean,
They
I may be
implied that-
exaggerating
No,
here.
they implied that you can challenge the final boss
Yeah, you
as
can.
soon as you start the game. But I mean, obviously maybe you can, but you're not going to be very well equipped to beat him. And if you do, you're not going to know anything.
And it's going to be pretty grueling too. Like
You're just
doing the
gonna be like-
final boss right away.
Yeah, you're just gonna like,
Without
oh,
any
I
equipment?
beat the guy. What's up with him? I don't know.
I mean, if it's less than an hour, I'd rather watch a movie.
I mean, technically, you can beat the Ocarina of Time in 18 minutes, but you have to know how to wrong warp and all of this crap.
Yeah,
It's
like speedrunning always skips the story.
speedrunning
Yeah.
always skips the story. That's the point. Is
Yep.
we're talking about being immersed in the actual narrative of the story.
And you actually skip the bosses too, or like if not, they're like just like little like
Yeah.
mobs or minions when you like plow through them.
And I do agree that like in open world games you probably could finish it really fast without doing the side missions, but then there are open world games I've played where you have to do a certain amount of side missions in order
Yeah.
to continue the story.
I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of
that's
Zelda games are like that.
Yeah.
And
a little bit.
one other thing that differentiates like gaming storytelling from any other storytelling is that sometimes you cannot finish the story.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, you watch a movie, you all you have to do is like watch the screen. That's
Yeah.
it. And like in games you can get stuck. Like not even in books you can get stuck. Okay, maybe if you get like really depressed or something because like your favorite like one of your characters died in that chapter or
That was
something.
me with Charlotte's Web. I would not.
Oh.
I wouldn't let my mother finish Charlotte's Web while she was reading it to me because I knew that Charlotte was gonna die, and I was so sad, and I just couldn't do it. And I was like, "Nope, we're not reading this anymore. I'm not gonna listen to this. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna curl up in my little ball, stick my fingers in my ears, and go la 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 la."
Spoilers. We're also spoiling Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't read Charlotte's Web at this point, come
How old
on.
are you?
Like really?
Only 19 kids would remember.
No, I'm pretty sure they still read it to kids.
They better still read it to kids.
They should.
They made that movie in like 2010 or something.
Mm.
The live action one. That
There's
was
a
kinda
live
weird.
action Charlotte's Web?
I heard it's kind of weird.
Oh,
Cause like,
well, that's unfortunate.
yeah,
Like Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat weird?
not that weird.
Okay, good.
But you don't actually like that movie.
It's like
No,
musicals.
you're-
They also do like lots of musicals about everything and anything.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
This
on.
Howard
We're
Sand
all gonna
yells at me.
stop this. Conrad.
What?
Dr. Seuss's live action The Cat in the Hat movie. What is your opinion on it?
I kind of like it because the dude's name was also Conrad.
And that's all it takes. And that's all it takes.
I was in 4th grade when it came out.
You
I
must
didn't-
love every single RPG ever.
No, there's nobody named Conrad.
No, you name yourself Conrad. You're like, hey, that's
Oh
sweet.
yeah, that's what I
sweet.
always do.
Yeah, like in Earthbound.
Yeah, when I play Zelda,
Actually, have any of you played Earthbound?
No.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting way in which games can affect
yeah. I've
the
heard
narrative.
about
Is that you're allowed to give your character a name. You're allowed to. There are some games where you're allowed to choose so many attributes about them. In Earthbound, for instance, you not only name your own character, you tell them what's your favorite thing in the world, which eventually becomes your final move. Your ultimate move is PK for your favorite thing.
Oh, damn.
So for me, when I finished Earthbound, it was PK Smash because that was really.
Yo, that is
Hey,
such
that's
a
pretty
good
cool.
move.
And
Ness's-
it was Ness's final move was PK Smash.
Yo.
And it's personal to you and your mom. When you go home, you have to see your mom every now and again in Earthbound. Otherwise, you get homesick. And she tells you, you look so tired. Here, let me bake you your favorite food. And it's whatever food they ask you what was the food your mom always made for you, and that's the food you put in. And it was always like so impactful to me to like I'd been playing for hours. I go home to my mom, and it's like here's ziti. That's what my mom
Damn,
made
that
for
sounds
me.
pretty
That's
cool.
ziti, and
That
it's
is-
like it's personal to you. And that's what RPGs. That's how they really impact, in my opinion. Is that
Yeah.
that personalization of that's
That's you.
That's you. That's you.
That's
know?
your story. You're
And
the protagonist.
It's why the
Yeah.
Mother series are called Mother. Like a lot of people don't understand that
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to go home to your mom all the time, and it's personal. It's homely.
There's also that creepy theory about the fetus and stuff and
Gygus,
whatnot.
the final boss.
The final boss.
I actually
yeah.
know about them, even though I never played the game.
Yeah. Let's just move on. But yeah, like storytelling wise, gaming is really different because you're the one in control.
That's
You're often in the first person like POV too.
yeah.
It's field of view or like
I think
point of
like
view.
when we talk about Earthbound, it leads directly into Undertale because that was literally inspired by Earthbound. It doesn't give you quite as much customization with like naming stuff, but it does let you choose a lot of things.
Right, very. It's all about you and determination
And not killing people.
and choices you make.
Yeah, and you know some characters are so annoying. You just really want to kill them.
Yeah, but it's about being better than them.
Yeah, it's about being better as a person and sparing them and not playing the game more than once. Because after you save them, they're like, "Oh, aren't you? You think you're so cool? You saved everyone, but you know you're just gonna go back and do this again and make everyone suffer again." And I'm like, "Oh, jeez, okay, I want to play the game again."
Fuck you too.
That's a little spoiler, but it doesn't
Yeah.
spoil too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks, Conrad, because I told him I played Undertale and I haven't finished it yet.
And Undertale is also a different kind of impact than we've been talking to. Like, there's a lot of ways to define impactfulness, I think, is what we're getting at.
Mhm.
And Undertale's the kind of impactful where it's actually trying to advocate a message, you know? It's actually trying to advocate that, you know, you can be the better person. You can be, you know, violence is often not the answer. There's no need for that.
Everything is about your choice.
Everything is about your choice. What you choose impacts everything. And in Undertale, you see it, you know? I have never played the game myself, but every playthrough I ever watch is just so different based on the decisions that people make.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy different.
It is.
And it really... It is very impactful to me to see that, yes, the choices you make matter. And that kind of impact is something I think very few games have.
And that one key line, every choice you make impacts the game. It's
Yeah.
like, so many games like sell you that, but they fail to actually do it.
Yeah, there's...
I mean, it's pretty hard to. You can only program so many things into a game.
I've played
That's
like
true.
a few games, and usually the choice you make changes like what characters appear in certain scenes, maybe. But it
There's
doesn't.
a lot of RPGs that like give you two choices and they both do the same thing.
That reminds me of Mass Effect. Okay, 1 and 2 people loved it because like your actions had consequences like
Yeah.
later on.
Oh,
But then
yeah.
Mass Effect 3, like before the DLCs, like everyone was like shit talking the ending
I
because
remember that
the
story.
ending was actually pretty much the same every single path. On every single path, and it only had like 3 endings too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also that. I don't know if you guys have played or watched any Until Dawn. There's literally a decision in the game Until Dawn that will occur the same way. Either decision you make, it will just make one character slightly more angry at you, and it's like a pivotal decision where a saw blade is coming at the characters, and you have to choose which way to turn the lever and who to kill. It's the same either way. The saw blade goes for the same person. Either way you turn the lever.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, and the only thing it changes is that the person, if you turn the lever towards the person who wouldn't get saw bladed, she'll just be, you know, a lot more mad at you. and it's like, there are very few games, I feel, like Undertale, where every single decision you make has an impact.
It's a good dick move though, like from the developers. I like that sort of.
Yeah,
dick move.
from a story point of view, it's like, oh man, this guy tricked me. You
Yeah,
know, that
okay.
really affects
I'm not
me.
sure if you guys have played Final Fantasy 13 too,
have
but
not.
there is
Lightning, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
like when Lightning
Lightning
becomes a
returns.
goddess, and
Yeah, okay,
No, it was before Lightning.
For those who don't know, like for those who are lost in the Final Fantasy world, Lightning is the cool like
Everyone knows who Lightning is.
no Lightning's
No.
no
Really?
okay
I know who she
Lightning is the girl protagonist that has like flowy pink hair and that is actually a Louis Vuitton model right now.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to
No,
the
she
point.
she legit is though. She's fake, but she legit is a poster girl for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Yeah, really should check that out. But in 13.2, there's a decision towards the end of the game where I think it was I forgot his name. Was Noah? Noel?
Noah.
No,
He's not here.
No, not. I forgot his name.
Describe
but,
the person.
He's the partner to Sarah in 13-2.
I haven't played 13.
Yeah,
None of
okay.
us have played.
No.
Well, I mean, well, you have to make a decision where you choose to either kill Caius, which is the boss of the end, or not kill him and spare his life.
I like it. The choices like that are always like in most games. I feel like.
Yeah.
I think
spare or don't, but either way,
Yeah.
you end up killing the character. So.
Yeah, I think BioShock Infinite had that, didn't it? With that guy Slade, when you finally get to him, who the military boss, you get to him and it asks you kill or spare. I always gave the guy.
Yo, that reminds me of the Walking Dead series and any Telltale game series.
All the Telltale games.
Oh,
They
Every
have
Telltale
lots of
game ever is
stories.
all about your choice.
It's
Yeah.
If we're talking about like choices where you can do anything,
And-
Telltale games.
And
are
talking
all
about sparing or killing. Okay, spoiler alert for Walking Dead 1. Have you guys played the game?
I have not.
I haven't played
No,
many of the Telltale.
Okay, so you're a black dude and you find this girl Clementine.
Yeah.
And you're trying to like make it through the apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
So like in every zombie apocalypse like storyline or plot ever, you find a group. You're cool with that group. There's tension within that group. Party's going on, low blows here and there.
God, we have way too many zombie traumas in our society. Because I just realized how many times I have seen that exact scenario. Jesus Christ, it's like.
I mean, what do you expect from Walking Dead?
Jesus Christ. Alright, continue, man.
Okay, but okay, here's the thing. There's a point where the group needs I don't know, some resources. I think it was fuel. And they actually find a farm where like people are pretty nice. It's owned by a family of rednecks actually, but like it doesn't matter. It's a family farm, and they actually manage to be safe because of their electric fence.
Yeah.
So they have an electric fence, and then some shit happens. You save their kid or something, or you let him die. I don't remember. It's a quick time event actually.
Yeah.
I'm sorry again for the bump. And by the end of the day, you realize that something's fishy with that family. So you're like helping them. Everyone's nice. I think there's like someone that suspects something. And one of your one of your group mates, is actually sick or something.
Oh.
And you haven't seen him in a while, or like he went upstairs or something and you haven't seen him, and you keep asking questions about him, and then you go into their barn, and then you're like, oh, a cow, and then you're like, oh wait, something's weird in that barn, and then and then to tell you something, see that room at the end of the barn, don't go in there. And you know, when someone tells you don't go in there, you're like, and you know something's fishy.
Yeah.
There's only one thing you can do, and is to investigate, and
Go
it's
in there anyway.
You gotta
going
go
in there anyway. And then you find out it's just like a butchery for like to butcher the cows.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Oh, that's not
Yeah, it's not that bad, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize that they actually butchered your mate.
Oh.
And by the way, you had a nice dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that meat. That meat that you had during that dinner.
Oh god.
Now who's the real zombies?
Sweetie fucking Todd, god damn it.
It's like, now who are the real zombies?
Yeah. But actually, I think you did. Oh no, it's when you're about to get to dinner, you make that realization yourself.
Oh,
You're like,
I've never played the
okay.
game.
You're like, okay, butcher, the dude is missing. What happened to it? And then
It zooms in into your face, your character's face. It's like, okay, for people who know, it's like wide eyes open, looking, staring right into the meat, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? And then you're like seeing everyone about to touch that meat, and you're like, and then you have like to make the choice. Fuck no! Don't touch that meat or something like that. And then like shit ensues, and then that family is trying to kill you and shit, and then finally, this is where I'm getting to the sparrow killing part. It's you're about to you beat the family, and then the patriarch, the father figure. You're in one-on-one with him in the barn. And it tells you, do you kill him or do you spare him?
Oh.
And I was like, fuck no, you horrible piece of shit.
You just
I'm,
killed him.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then I killed him.
Usually when a game gives you a choice like that, it's for someone who you probably wouldn't want to kill, but you might have to kill.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Once you kill him, you realize that Clementine was watching all along.
Oh.
And you've been trying to be the best human you could ever be. Be the best, like,
Around.
yeah, the best around. Nothing's gonna keep you down.
Except that.
Yeah, but you're trying to be the best example you could be, like, for her. And then you kill him, right? Oh, especially, okay, and I was such a hypocrite, too, because I was like, don't kill humans, Clementine. It's not cool. And then she watches me kill the dude, not sparing him. Like, Deadeye, like, oh my,
And that's where we get into it, where games, games are so much different than movies, because you did that.
You did that.
You did that. It wasn't. Oh, the director did a good job. The writers did. That was a really interesting. No. I just did that. I murdered him. That's my B. All right. I own that. My B. I take that one. Like,
my B, my up B, my side B, my down B. Every B.
Except you're not thinking that. You're thinking, God, I'm a horrible person.
And I wanted to. Oh, and here's the thing. In every single, like, Walking Dead, like, big decisions, it's like, Clementine, or X character, will remember that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, remember what?
Yeah,
sometimes you just like give them like chocolate or something, and they're like, I remember that.
Like in Life is Strange, they've got like the butterfly in the top corner whenever something changes. And whenever I like do something minor and I didn't even think about it, and then the butterfly shows up, I'm like, oh, I just ruined everything, didn't I? I just managed to ruin freaking everything for everyone.
You made Chloe feel sad.
Oh man.
But yeah, and also those kinds of moments, like the one you were talking about, where you come to that realization yourself of, oh God, that's people meat.
Yeah.
Is what I was talking about earlier, that plot twist element, that you're allowed to go at your own pace and discover the plot twist yourself. It's like, again, the original Portal. When I played through that, I managed to be one of the very few people in the world that didn't know the plot going into Portal. I got lucky. And so I was just going through hum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Yeah, it's just a puzzle game.
Yeah, you notice it at your own pace, You don't have to see Ratman's nest necessarily.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not something that's you're forced to see.
Yeah.
So you have a different gameplay experience if you didn't. I happened to see Ratman's nest. I happened to go in there because I was curious. I was like, hey, what's going on behind those boxes over there? What's going on?
Writings on the wall?
Writings on the
What?
Yeah.
What the heck is this? All right, that's a little weird. Well, that's scary. And then you just slowly start to not trust that voice that's talking to you through all this, and it's just like, you start to realize more and more, and then eventually it all just breaks, and she's throwing you into a fire, and you're like, okay. Like, the only voice that has been talking to me this whole time is now trying to kill me. Holy cow. Like, it's a plot that's so played out at this point because everyone knows Portal.
Yeah.
It's also
It's one of those.
Go ahead.
What?
But lots of people forget how good that was.
It
Like,
was good.
Like, holy cow, that was... I mean, I truly think Portal is the best game ever made, simply because I don't think there's any part of it that's wasted. Every single moment. First, you trust GLaDOS, you're just interested in puzzles.
Yeah.
And then it slowly and more starts to introduce that this AI isn't all right. It's not all there. Not everything is together, and it's subtle the ways it tells you.
Oh, man.
Too. Oh, yeah, and there's this one writing on the wall that is, like, key. The cake is a lie. And you're like...
When I first watched someone play Portal, I did not...
You see the cake is a lie, and you're like, oh my gosh, why do I suddenly want to go on 4chan and write down every single... Why is that suddenly what I'm urged to do?
It was really funny at the time.
Yeah, but you're like, what do you mean there would be no cake at the end? She promised me there would be a cake at the end. Actually, there's a cake at the end.
There is at very end.
So it wasn't a lie.
Although, unfortunately, you as the gamer do not get to partake of the cake because it is made out of ones and zeros and does not exist.
Yeah.
So,
but you can actually find a room where the cake is. If
Yeah.
you're a speedrunner and like you do some glitches here and there. You can you can
I
actually go to the
forgot.
cake room.
That
Oh,
speed
yeah.
run is really glitchy. I completely forgot about that. I watched that once. I had no clue what was happening.
Yeah, that beautiful son of a glitch.
But yeah, it's that kind of thing where it's actually. Have any of you played Papers, Please?
Yes.
I watched someone play it.
Papers, Please is a lot like Portal in my opinion, because you're at first just playing the game, and your decisions. And it's a game that's all about immersion. You get immersed in this stressful experience.
Papers, Please is the most slice of life things you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
It's like your life in like a immigration officer.
Yeah, for a totalitarian regime.
For a totalitarian regime.
It's very interesting in that it stresses you out because you're like halfway through the day and like I haven't processed enough people to feed my family tonight. I don't give a crap that you need to see your girlfriend who lives here and you promised each other this would be your day. Your name isn't right on his stupid passport. Why did you do this to me?
Yeah.
Why did you fuck me on this? I have to be a horrible person now. God damn it.
Yeah,
Why?
it's
And then
like
it's
their
like-
lives are on the line.
And there's some key points where it's like, oh fuck, he's a spy and he's giving me a tip. I don't have enough. I won't make enough money for the month. I need to get the
could really
tip.
use that bribe, man.
I could get that bribe, dude.
Yeah, and it makes you feel those things. Because, again, it's all about the fact that you're the one doing it. It's not a character. Like, those are the most immersive experiences. The ones where you're not the character. You don't have an identity. You are the one making these decisions, doing these things,
Yeah.
Do you spare or harvest the little sister? Do you do all these things? It's you.
I would spare them.
I would always spare them. I don't know a single person I've ever met who would actually harvest the little sister.
Who the fuck harvests little sisters? Like, they're kids. Come on.
Man, I know you need...
Was it still Papers, Please?
No, that's
no,
Bioshock.
That's Bioshock.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
No, I completely shifted gears to Bioshock because I assume
Yeah.
most people hear Little Sisters and know what that's all about.
Oh. And fun fact, like, most people in the club call me Dad.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot.
And most people call me Grandpa
Yeah.
because I've been doing this for 4
Top
years.
10 anime plot twists.
And I was the dad all along.
Mr. Bubbles.
Are you Mr. Bubbles?
I don't know. Like, stories like they aren't, I don't know, I feel like, because I have, like, Fire Emblem, right? I was talking about that the whole time. That game is also, like, a lot about choices, but, like, either choices they don't really matter, or they do. Some of them matter in gameplay. Like, I'm gonna take, like, even in the first Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, very early on, they give you a choice between, like, which character you have to sacrifice, and that character stays permanently dead. You can't even revive them when you get an item later in the game that revives someone from permadeath.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, they're dead for good, right?
It's funny, too, because in Fire Emblem, like, okay, plot-wise, there's not a lot of, like, choices you can make that can affect the plot by the end of the day. It's actually your gameplay.
Yeah.
It's actually your gameplay choices. The fact that you choose this unit to go on that turn.
Yeah.
Right there. Just so he can kill that dude or just tank a hit and maybe die.
And then in later games, they was like, alright, if I put these two next to each other, they're gonna be more likely to want to get married.
Yeah, that's also right.
Yeah.
And it's all about the gameplay actions make it so you can save the dude or not. It's like you're the commander, you're the tactician.
But the story still, like, really affected me. Like, I think Awakening affected me way more than Fates, even though I played, like, all of Fates. I played all 3 stories, the DLCs.
I played Conquest and I like the plot in Conquest.
The Conquest plot is good. It's just, like, I think Awakening was still more solid as a game, because, like most people are gonna marry either Crom or Lucina. That's just the way it is. They're the two most pretty characters. Right? They're the most popular male and female.
And for the normal dudes, you marry Cordelia because Cordelia is.
No, marrying Cordelia doesn't matter shit for the story. I'm sorry. She's
for the story,
she's
yeah.
a good character. But like you start like most of the cutscenes are about Lucina anyway, right? And
Yeah.
what happens is like, let's say you're a female Robin and you marry Crom, so you're Lucina's mom, right?
Yeah.
There's this chapter, you know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the
Later
one,
in
the
game,
one, with the batshit anime,
the
anime
one where she
breakdown,
tries to kill you.
the anime breakdown moment.
Because she's like, I'm from the future. I think you're the evil one who kills Crom, right?
Yeah,
And I'm like, if you're her mom, that's really sad.
yeah,
And if you're her husband, that's also really sad.
yep.
But if you're neither of those, it's not that sad.
Yeah.
But when I was playing through that left me pretty shook. I was like, damn, this is my wife, and she's trying to kill me.
How can you save calm when you cannot even save yourself? that was such a good burn.
They give you a choice in that scene where it's
I
like,
forgot about that.
they even give you a choice where it's like, do you let her kill you, or do you try to convince her to stop?
Oh, Jesus Christ, you can let her murder you? What happens if you do that?
Crom saves you.
Yeah, Crom's is like, wait a minute.
Yo,
I'm not gonna let you kill my best friend.
You're grounded for
Or your
life.
mom.
You're grounded for life.
Speaking of choices, have you ever experienced a game, either of you, where you're actually trying to prevent an action from occurring?
Prevent an act.
No.
Mystery Dungeon.
Braid.
Mystery
Braid.
Dungeon.
Every Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game is about preventing some evil disaster from happening.
Very
but,
true.
But I'm not saying without like selecting a choice. Like for example,
Braid.
Okay,
Without
Braid,
selecting
so-
a choice?
Yeah, so for example, I'll do mine for Final Fantasy VII. The scene where Aerith dies. Well, before that actually scene happens, everybody knows Aerith dies, right?
Uh-huh.
But before that scene happens, Cloud is brainwashed by Sephiroth,
Oh.
and so he actually puts up his sword, and he's about to the point where he's going to kill Aerith
Wait,
himself.
he's the one who kills her?
No, wait.
Then there's a player action where you have to rapidly press a button to actually stop. I believe.
Yeah.
Where you're
You stop the sword swing.
preventing him-
The sword swing.
Yeah, the sword swing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the scene, of course, ends up where he's inches away
Yeah.
from killing her, and he breaks out of Sephiroth's
Mind control.
mind control, and
Oh,
Sephiroth
damn.
kills her anyway.
Yeah,
Damn.
and he jumps from behind her in the most like heroic like entrance scene.
I've seen that cutscene. So
And then he kills her, and you're like, "What the fuck, man?"
Oh.
But I mean, again, that's another impactful moment is because you're
Yeah.
trying to prevent something, but it happens anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a choice, but not really,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean,
And
you
here,
take part of it. Yeah.
and here's where Braid comes in. Okay, I haven't played the game, but I love the game anyways. Okay, so Braid is a platformer game,
Yeah.
and here's the thing: it has a time rewind mechanic. And so the game starts with your princess being kidnapped, and what you do is you go save the princess from that one dude. And the thing is that every time you go somewhere, you're like, oh, that is so weird. There's like distraction everywhere, here and there.
Yeah.
And then and your character is all about rewinding time and trying to save her. And so you're using a different time mechanics to like go through the platforms, go to the next level, etc. And then finally, in the final like level, you're running away because an explosion is coming towards you.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is going towards where the princess is, which is okay. It's a scroller, right? It's a platformer. You go right, just like Mario does. So you go to the right, and you're trying your best to get to the right, and then something weird happens. So you go to the right, and then you enter like a room or something. Not a real room, but like there's like a path, and then the texture shows you the background is like a room.
Yeah.
So you go to that room, and then a chandelier that was actually like falling down is going back up because time is being rewinded, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you go up with the chandelier, and you finally manage to like reach the princess. And so then you get to the ending, and the ending is just like books with like lore on it, with stuff about the princess, etc.
Yeah.
And then you realize that if you change the word princess for bomb and another word for another word, you're actually the villain.
Oh.
And you've been trying to prevent the bomb from going up. Braid is actually about the nuclear bomb being set off. And the bad dude that kidnapped your princess was actually the dude saving the princess from you.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That is.
That was a total switch.
Yeah, exactly. And so this whole time you're just trying to prevent the bomb from setting off. And that's where the time rewinding mechanic comes in. You're trying to like prevent it from like doing it like being exploding again, but it'll never happen.
Wow. That's
Right?
a shift.
That is a big shift, and that's okay. That is one of the best plots I've ever heard, like from a game, or actually like
That's pretty.
that's deep.
Yeah.
That's something I kind of want to play Braid now. That actually made me want to play that game.
Yeah, it's on my wish list. Actually.
That sort of reminds me of like Drawn to Life. Do you know about that game?
Yeah.
It was the one for the DS where like you play the role of God. And you draw like the hero who saves them, right? Who saves like this village of like little animal people, right?
Oh, for those who don't know, Drawn to Life is not scribble notes.
It's made by the same people.
It's made by the same people, but you're drawing your character and you draw his weapon.
Yeah.
But you play
draw
as
the character themselves. You draw the weapons. You also draw like random other things.
and you play as the character. You
Yeah.
don't. It's not a puzzle game. It's like an action game.
Yeah, it's like a little action platform. The first game was like pretty pretty run of the mill. It's like, oh, you have to wipe out the evil, right? And you do that, right? The second game, it takes a really weird turn at the end, right? It's like you suddenly find out that this one side character from the first game named Mike was the only one who looks like a normal human, and they made fun of him because he had like human ears, and everyone had like fox ears, right? They find out that he is the key to the whole world because it turns out the whole world was in Mike's coma.
The
whole Drawn to Life world, and Mike is not even like Mike is like a little boy, and the reason he was in a coma was because his parents and older sister were driving and they got into a car crash. The parents died, and his sister was like half disfigured. So there's this other character named Heather who was like her face was always covered half in shadow, and it's like why? And this explained why, because her face was actually burnt off.
Damn.
And this is all revealed in the credits of the second game.
And
Female Two-Face.
And so, like, in the second game, the whole thing was about how, like, the evil bad guy, I think his name was Wilfer. He was like, they were like, why are you trying to kidnap Mike, Wilfer? And he's like, it's like, don't you see? I have to kill him here so our world can last forever. And she's like, that doesn't even make any sense. Let's stop you. And then, like, when she finds out what the truth is, she's like, I think we have to wake him up. We have to let him wake up and destroy our world.
For those of you listening, I'm currently clutching my head, pulling my hair back, and just thinking about some stuff, man. Like, motherfucker. All right,
And,
that's
that game like really impacted me. It left me feeling shook.
that's a spicy meatball.
That is.
Fuck. All right.
That is good curry right there.
That's impact. Like that's something I haven't even played the game. I don't remember that though.
Right.
God.
Now to digest everything, let's talk about the plot of Pong.
Pong.
Plot of Pong, the ultimate dichotomy of good versus evil.
Yeah. Left versus right.
Who will yield first?
Yep.
Got it.
The same side of the like different sides of the same coins.
Yep.
Really, it's a metaphor for the inevitability of war and
The Cold War.
not the Cold War.
not
Just war.
Just regular war. Okay.
Yo, it's like that one movie that finishes with the tic-tac-toe, and like the best way to the only way to win is to not play.
Oh yeah. A strange game. The only winning move is not to play.
Yeah.
That would be your war game.
War game. There we go.
Yeah, tic-tac-toe is a metaphor for global.
Yeah, okay,
Mutually
okay.
assured.
Oh,
Then again,
yeah.
spoiler alert. Okay, so in that game, there's like a nuclear bomb is about to be set off, and so they search for like the smart kid.
No. What it specifically is in war games, it's a computer has control of all of America's arsenal of nuclear weapons, and this computer is meant to be able to win the war. It's meant to be able to have calculated every scenario and be able to do all this stuff, and it still wants to set off this nuke because it believes that's the best case of action.
But
Eventually, the main protagonist says, hold on, computer, try playing tic-tac-toe against yourself for a second. And the computer starts to realize, I can't win tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Every solution has been solved for.
Okay, so in case you guys don't know, if you play tic-tac-toe perfectly, you'll always get a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll always end up in a tie. And another thing is that also, the computer didn't realize that if you launched bombs, it was during like the MAD days, so MAAD, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
If you launch that bomb, they're gonna launch the bomb too. You win, but you lose.
This is why you play Connect 4.
I wonder if Connect 4 has been solved.
No, not
Probably.
Maybe.
probably.
Nah.
No. It has been solved.
It has to.
It has to.
It has. No, there's bound to
I
be.
don't think many people realize it though.
Well, I mean, not that many people. I play it competitively. like-
There's someone out there who made an AI.
Yeah.
There was recently an AI that learned how to play Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo GameCube. Okay, I think there's an AI for Connect 4.
Easy. Always start in the middle. The moment you start in the middle is the moment where, like, if you run out of all the possible moves with a tie, you'll end up with a Connect 4 at the end because you started at the middle. You have, or is it you have more chances of winning?
Probably.
But it has been solved.
that sounds about right. I think I came to that conclusion after playing it a lot.
And I thought Uno was long.
Backpedaling slightly back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
I would like to just to kind of, because we're probably nearing the end of our show here. I just wanted to kind of expand on what Conrad said about Fire Emblem earlier, and what I feel about why a game can be impactful even without having any real impactful moments. For example, Pokemon. Every Pokemon game is impactful to me, even though, let's be honest, the plot for Pokemon, outside of the original twist of Giovanni being the last
Yo,
that's a
I
great
remember that
twist,
plot.
That's impactful. But in Gold version and the Red, actually Gold version is Lance being the Dragon Master.
And it had Red being on the mountain. It had Silver being Giovanni's son.
Gold is probably the best plot, early one.
Gold is great.
Gold is great.
But that's not where most of the impact comes from. It's from. I love my Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're not ones and zeros. They
Yeah.
aren't. You can't convince me that these Pokemon are ones and zeros. That is my Umbreon. That is my Feraligatr. I
names,
love
bro.
those Pokemon.
I mean, there have been plot twists. I'm gonna summarize all the other generations' plot twists. In 3rd gen, was there really anything?
Rayquaza, the villains actually want to save the world by destroying it.
I mean, that's not really a plot twist.
That's not really a plot
from
twist.
the get-go. 4th gen, there wasn't really anything either. In Platinum, though...
Wait, in Emerald, Peter is the actual gym leader.
Peter?
Not Peter, but the steel dude. The steel type dude. Steven, there we go.
Me!
Oh, Steven wasn't in Emerald.
It was.
No, he wasn't. He's in Ruby and Sapphire. In Emerald, the champion is Wallace.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. They changed between games. Trust me, I know this.
Internet.
You guys can research this up later.
In Gen 4,
in
Gen 4 there was Platinum, and then the cool thing there was only in the 3rd game Platinum where it shows this cutscene with Giratina, and it basically takes you to the Distortion World, and that's pretty cool for Pokemon.
And then
That's
Black
never happened.
White.
Black and White had the whole stuff, the conflict of keeping Pokemon with Team Plasma.
What's the plot twist in XY?
I think you guys are getting away from my original point.
It's your Pokemon. It's your Pokemon. The plot doesn't matter.
I mean, all these plots. My point I was trying to get to is that all these plots go back into that actually.
And you always end up
especially Black and
saving.
White,
You
'cause
always
it's
end up saving the world from.
Black and White. It's humans only hurt and use Pokemon. We should keep them apart. And it's no, Pokemon and humans help each other, blah blah. Every anime and movie tries to tell us, but the game actually did it pretty well.
Yeah, the game actually does it better than, because in the anime it's always you're making them fight, and in the game it's no, they're my Pokemon. I give a shit.
It's sure they're
Are
fighting.
dogs and cats actually giving us their servitude, or are we just...
Yo, that's a bit.
Alright, I'm gonna back up.
Okay, shouts to Pokemon. Is it not Generation? The other one.
What?
Origins.
Oh, Origins.
Pokemon Origins, where Red actually finds out. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Charmander's being bit off by Squirtle.
Yeah.
And then Red realized, oh shit, he's actually suffering. He's actually an animal. He's actually something.
I mean,
that is a living being.
The conclusion he was drawing from that was, damn, I'm getting bodied.
also that.
That's what I thought. I was like, damn, he's getting wrecked.
Yo, shout to the plot twist where Giovanni is the last gym leader.
Yeah.
I was stuck in that gym. Okay, I was stuck in that one place because I was like, why can't I enter the gym? I couldn't read, right? I was playing Pokemon, I couldn't read. That's how I learned reading, by the way. Pokemon
A lot
Red.
of people do that.
Pokemon Red. That's how I learned reading. And that's how. Okay, and Pokemon is also how I learned reading English too.
Oh.
Pokemon Ruby.
really?
Yeah. Pokemon Ruby, I learned attacking. Okay, RPGs too. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is how I learned like all the lingo about swords, spears,
Yeah.
lances, shields, bows, everything that is like geeky and RPG-ish.
You know, actually, that kind of makes sense. A lot of RPGs do provide you the advanced language to learn.
Yeah,
about
you
those
need
things.
to read.
Yeah, I mean, there are like other games that actually have done that to where it's like they use really complex language, and because of the storyline, it kind of makes sense to the player. I can't remember which exact games, but I'm not sure if you remember. Sam may remember this in the PS1 days. There used to be a lot of educational games like Sesame
there
Street
still
and-
are.
Dude,
I mean,
on
they didn't
PC?
really have
Oh.
necessarily a plot line, but they did have an educational point to
Sesame
where...
Street, let's make a word.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You never played Let's Make a Word?
I don't have a PS2.
That was my shit.
Shoutouts to the European series Adibu, which like
What?
teaches you like
What the
weird stuff.
fuck?
The
Did you
European
just say
Sesame
that?
Street.
European?
No, it's not.
We're in America.
No, it's just like it's a whole series about educational games.
Oh.
Dude, go look up videos for Sesame Street.
It's a point and click too.
Dude, I love Sesame Street.
That is, yeah, there are a lot of educational. See, Impact. I still remember Let's Make a Word to this day.
You
I
learned
haven't-
something
I
about the
haven't-
number 3.
I haven't played it since I was 6, but that game was one of the first games I ever played, and like I loved that game. That game was great, you know.
Yeah.
Shouts to Pokemon for like teaching me the word effective.
It's very effective.
Shoutouts to Pokemon for teaching me the word enemy. Oh wait, no, that was Sonic. Sonic taught me the
Oh
word.
my God, Sonic story.
Enemy.
We barely have
Enemy.
time left.
No, we'll definitely like go back
We
to.
could have like a part 2. of
we'll have
this,
a part
like
2
a
Yeah,
definitely.
we could easily have a part
We-
2.
we'll have a
There's
part 2
just
for this
so
episode.
many games, but
Oh, what?
oh,
'Cause, like,
dude.
I was gonna talk about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon too, because like that's a Pokemon game that actually like takes the story into account a lot more
Oh,
than
yeah.
the main games.
Yeah,
'Cause,
well-
like, every game, it's usually about some world-ending crisis that you have to prevent, and it's either caused by you or something to do with you as the player, right? Because you become one of the Pokemon, and there's just always a human who became a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's always, oh, you're a human? I heard so much about you.
Yeah, and in all the games, it's usually like, let's say the first Mystery Dungeon, there's like a giant meteor that's coming, and it's up to you to like tell Rayquaza about it because for some reason he doesn't know it's coming, and like he can't, and he has to stop it, right?
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that, but it's also like you're the human, but you could also be this other human that they heard about that was evil.
Yeah,
And
it
Yeah,
actually has a very complex plot.
and it's like, are you that human?
and everyone turns against you, and you have
yeah.
to go on the
Oh my
run.
God, I felt so bad about that.
Nah, I was fine with
And
it.
then-
Whatever, screw this
Oh,
guy.
Did
you also had to go on the run on the Explorers of Time and
Yeah,
Space.
and you have to do the same thing. You get sent to the future,
Oh,
right?
I actually haven't.
That one is even more like impactful.
that
with the
that
story.
shit was dark, dude.
I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, I'll tell you the darkest thing about that game was actually in the post game. There's a thing that because you're a human from the future, you're causing like spatial distortions.
Mhm.
So Palkia comes up to you and he's like, "Yo, stop the spatial distortions! I'm gonna try to kill you!" Right? And
Mhm.
he's like, and then you beat Palkia, but then you start to question, it's like, should I
Be
kill
here?
myself so that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can stop these spatial distortions?
Like, should I even
'Cause,
be
like,
here?
that's the
Am
whole
I-
universe.
Am I allowed to be here?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to exist?
And I'm like, damn, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
And now I know we talked about like good storylines, but what do you guys think about like what are the worst storylines you've ever heard?
The worst story?
the worst
Oh
ones.
man, some of the worst storylines I've played.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
I mean they're probably games like you never
I
actually
don't-
play, but
yeah,
I mean
I don't.
Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Worst story ever.
It's not great. It's not fantastic. No.
Nothing about it makes sense.
Oh God.
It's not interesting. It's not
I still don't-
anything. It's
No,
not even
I
bad.
still
It's
don't
good.
honestly know what was happening in that entire game. I did not play it.
Wait,
I am okay with
Sonic
not playing
06?
No, not even worse. At least
Oh,
Sonic 06,
shit.
some of the story and the music is good.
In
Sonic
his world!
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing about Sonic 06. I feel like Sonic 06 could have been a good game.
It could not
Yeah.
be a
It
good
could
game.
really have been a good game. I can't see how to take Sonic Boom as it is and make it into a good game.
Nothing about
Oh,
I
it.
can't do
wow.
it. Like, I can't imagine.
You can't even go fast.
No, you can't even go fast. And when you do go fast, you can go down 3 linear. It's like, you play Sonic Run on your mobile phone.
Yeah, Sonic
I
Dash.
didn't-
It's
I
like
didn't.
that, but worse.
It's like that, but
Damn.
worse. It's so...
Oh, plot point way. Speaking of Sonic, how about that one time he was a knight? How about that one
I
time he
like
was a
that.
werewolf?
No,
Sonic the Black Knight is
It
great.
actually has a
Okay.
good story.
Okay,
I will
okay.
defend
I will tell you
Sonic.
right now.
Okay.
I will tell you right now. The whole story.
I will flay you and eat you, okay?
This
Okay.
is the part of the episode where the
You
F
know,
bombs were
okay.
dropped.
I'm going to explain the story for you right now.
Okay.
So the whole thing is Sonic gets transported into King Arthur's times, right?
Uh-huh.
So then when he does that, he's sent there by like a wizard named Merlina, who's just Merlin, but
Yeah.
with a girl's name, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game,
It
you
was
beat.
actually pretty hot. Continue.
Yeah, you beat the Black Knight, right? And it's like, cool, I beat the Black Knight.
But he was the good guy all
No,
along.
not even.
Not
Merlina
even?
was just like, you find out that the Black Knight was just Merlina's distraction to get Sonic there, and basically the whole thing becomes about how she wants the story to keep going, and she doesn't want it to end.
Oh.
Yeah, because she realizes eventually the Middle Ages ends.
Yeah.
And so she's like, no, if I stay immortal, if I become a god, I can keep this going.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
It's
good.
So you have to beat her to end the story.
And
Okay.
people shit on Sonic and the Black Knight all the damn time.
I like it better than Secret Rings.
I like it way better. I never played Secret Rings. I like it. I love that game. Like
It's
I like
pretty
it more
good.
than the original
Wait,
Sonic
Secret
Adventure.
Rings. Secret Rings is the one that happens in the desert, right?
Yeah, the
The
Middle Eastern
Arabian,
one.
Arabian
Based on
Nights.
Arabian Nights. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard that story's pretty okay.
7 rings in hand. Okay,
Yeah.
one thing that the Sonic series has is like good music, actually.
Oh, for sure.
It's great music. Even the story, even when it's like,
Okay, but back to the werewolf. Back to the Were Sonic Hedgehog.
okay, that was
Thing.
kind of.
Okay, all right.
That was
let's-
weird.
I'm not gonna go too far into Unleashed, but Sonic. All right.
That game
Sonic,
was actually
Sonic is a
okay.
game that like gets a bad rap, but like it has some good story moments, dude. When major spoiler for Sonic Adventure 2, one
Yeah.
of the greatest games of all time, which I will vehemently defend and viciously attack anyone who tries to say Sonic Adventure 2 isn't at least enjoyable.
Yeah.
When Shadow dies at the end, man, it's
Aww.
actually sad.
Mm.
Like I was sad.
Yeah.
I actually started crying. My 12-year-old self had to go downstairs, and my mom was like, "Why the hell are you crying? Video game Shadow died!"
Okay,
and she's like, "You're a fucking
the,
nerd."
the sad what?
I mean, I was gonna say that I never actually played Final Fantasy 15, but major spoilers for those who haven't played it yet. Yes, Noctis dies.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, just the prince.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Good thing I don't know who
What?
that is.
Did he get married?
I am so
Did
sorry.
he get married?
In the afterlife, he gets married.
What the fuck? Wait, the princess
No,
dies
no,
too?
The reason why he had to die was because he was fighting an enemy which people are still having questions about if he's actually related to the bloodline or not, with the name Noctis being his last name.
Yeah.
But you essentially have to kill off a villain who is practically immortal, and the only way to kill him is by killing him in the afterlife.
Holy fuck. Okay, TLDR, Final Fantasy 15, aka J Boys Band.
But I mean that
With
but
emo, with non-emo Sasuke, with likable Sasuke.
Road
as a-
trip.
But any scene that has to deal with the afterlife and killing someone and not being able to come back,
Yeah, that
and
always
just ending.
gets to people.
I hate to say this, but if you ever try watching any old Chinese movie, it's always the same thing as well. It's like there is no really good ending. You always will cry at the end because the main character will die. He will not come back.
Oh.
The air situation, this situation, I mean,
House of Flying Daggers, man.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's like, really? Can you come up with a better ending? Like,
No.
Final Fantasy X. I mean, it's all a dream. It makes sense.
You're a dream, boy!
It's a coma.
Titus, you're a dream!
It's a dream. I mean, come on, bring these characters back. We want a good
No.
ending, not a
Well,
bad.
Back to Mystery Dungeon, right? The most recent one for 3DS, Super Mystery Dungeon. That like has it has a twist on like the usual twist, right? So basically, in this game, the whole thing is about this weird force, this weird entity called dark matter, no relation to Kirby's dark matter.
No reference to physics dark matter either.
No, I think he is.
No relation
Dark
to
matter.
Dark Cloud from the Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
But to actual like physics,
Yeah.
dark matter.
He's trying to basically dark matter is like the amalgamation of all the negative energy that every Pokemon feels when they have like spite or jealousy or hate for each other.
Damn, is that Kingdom Hearts?
Basically, in terms of
Damn, is
Kingdom
that
Hearts.
Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, and so what he wanted to do when you defeat the dark matter, right? You're just like, all right, everyone's not depressed anymore, right?
Yeah.
And then you beat it, and instead it is like, oh no, I'm the human, I have to go away, and it's like, no, it's the partner Pokemon. You know how every Mr.
Oh,
partner-
no!
the partner has to go away this time because the partner Pokemon is actually Mew.
Oh!
So Mew dies and it has to be reborn. So the partner Pokemon disguised itself as Mew. To like, I forgot exactly what the reason was, but it was still pretty like intense.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
No, you know what I just realized?
What?
This might be the last one we mentioned because we are getting really short on time.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't mentioned. Have any of you played Shadow of the Colossus?
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard of it. I'm not
Okay,
even clear.
Speaking of
The one with the
impactful,
giant thing.
speaking of impactful moments, the first moment you like
Yeah.
defeat a Colossus, that's like
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I don't like I because you haven't played it. I really don't want to spoil it because it is honestly one of the greatest Game Boy experiences.
I know I
There
haven't
is
played it, but
the
I know.
the end of that game is, it's a really good game as far as like it's very minimalistic storytelling. It doesn't tell you much. It just you go through it and it's beautiful. And the whole game I would consider to be an impactful moment because the Colossus they feel big.
Yeah.
They feel like these ancient hulking beasts that you have to bring down with your tiny dagger that they barely even would register it as a splinter, okay? But you have to somehow bring these giant things down. And it is absolutely
awesome.
beautiful. If either of you want to play it, I would be happy to
Yo.
let you. I would be happy to let you play it because
That-
it is amazing.
They also have a remastered version on PS3, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
and
because that's a PS2 game.
And most
yeah.
recently, Last Guardians by the same people came
Yeah.
out, which I've heard mixed reviews on. Unfortunately,
That's unfortunate.
people-
Everyone was so excited for
People
it.
are really hyped about it.
I think it might be one of those
Top 10
Half-Life.
saddest plot twists.
I think it might be one of those Half-Life 3 things with Last Guardian, to be honest, where
The hype, the
the
hype kills
hype
it.
got too far.
No Man's Sky.
There was
No
no
Man's Sky,
way.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh my god. Probably the worst plot ever.
Probably one of the worst plots ever. If we're talking about worst plots
Okay,
ever,
here's
Duke
the thing
Nukem's
though,
gotta be
because
up there.
like if you have a bad story in gaming, that says a lot because there's games that don't even have a plot sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're like games that have a generic plot but you don't really care, and it's the good games. But Duke Nukem Forever was one, a very bad game, and two, it has a horrible story.
Yeah, like oftentimes in games, it's the interesting thing is that a plot doesn't have to be there for it to be a great game.
Yeah.
There are every game that is played as an esport, there's no plot. I mean, there's no real there's lore if you want to go.
League
Overwatch
of
has a lot of
League
lore.
of Legends has the worst lore ever. Point in case. Except Kindred.
And Jin.
Kindred. What?
Jin.
I have
Jin?
no idea
Jin's
about it.
lore's pretty cool. Dude, no, Jin's lore's pretty cool. You ever read through Jin?
He's just a psycho.
Whoa.
He's an interesting psycho, though. He gives me the skeeves, man. Oh,
Alright.
Jesus Christ, he gives me the skeeves. Smile. Everybody's watching. It's like, oh, God, don't talk. Jesus Christ. Don't open your fucking mouth. Oh, Jesus Lord.
In real life, Jin is like that one mustache dude that has a weird glasses and looks like a pedophile.
Holy cow. All right, give him a little more credit than that.
Right. Yeah, I think we're gonna end this.
He is the best
Yeah.
PC in the game right now, other than Lars.
That's
Come on
sad.
now.
That's sad.
It is sad.
So, I guess to close off, what's the one thing you expect for storytelling in future games going forward?
Oh, and by the way, we're gonna do part 2 for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna go for 2 for 4. But going forward, I'm really kind of nervous about where storytelling has been going recently in games because
Oh my
I haven't.
God.
I haven't played a game where I felt that impact since BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite, which came out in 2013. That was the last game I played where I really felt like this is a great story experience I don't have to be distracted by side missions or anything. It's just a nice linear storytelling experience that is very nice. I heard good things about Arkham Knight as far as story goes, which is nice, but unfortunately Arkham Knight was marred by technical issues and
since it released.
And since it released, and I don't even know if that ever got fixed.
If we're talking about the future, okay. I guess the most story-intensive game that I played recently was Fire Emblem Fates, and I'm sorry, man, I know you've only played Conquest, but I've played them all. I like the story, but the way it's presented, because, like, you know how it's all the big choice, you choose between Hoshido, Nor, or nothing, right?
By the end of the day, you do the same thing.
In the end of the day, I think it all should have just been one game.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the way they spread it out, and even if you beat those 3, you still have to fight 2 of the DLC chapters to actually know what's really going on.
Oh, okay. And good thing about them.
The excuse they tell you is that Corrin is not allowed to know about this kind of stuff, right? And I'm yeah, I guess, but
okay.
I wish I had known.
I
spent all this money and time.
That's just bad storytelling, I guess.
It's bad storytelling, and I feel like other Fire Emblem games are gonna do this in the future because it makes money.
Yeah, but for me, I think going forward, you're going to probably see a lot of games that will be either too simplified or oversimplified. Because...
Or they'll make money.
No,
I don't know, man. Like, Japanese RPGs are always, like, super long and super tedious.
With the exception of JRPGs, but I think a lot of people are really looking for action. I mean, there's not much story.
Well, JRPGs can get overcomplicated.
It's very
like that.
To me. I mean, most of these games since the PS4's release, it's very repetitive.
When was The Last of Us released?
Last of Us, like 3 years ago.
Last of Us 2. There we go.
Yeah,
I mean, people loved the story. People loved the twist.
That's not that recent. It's like 3 years old.
Last of Us 2. It's coming out.
It's coming out, but again.
Yeah.
Last Guardians just came out.
Shadow of
the Colossus was the most beautiful game.
It might not even top Last of Us 1.
It might not even top Last of Us 1.
Sure.
You never know. Although I will say it is a hope spot for there still being narrative-driven story.
Yeah.
There'll always be a good story somewhere.
There will always be a good story, but
Telltale games.
I'm just saying on a general viewpoint. I mean, most of these games will have very little.
I agree that we are definitely seeing a shift towards either oversimplification or overcomplication, with very little room for things in between.
I really don't know about that. There's always like some games where are story driven. Like their whole point is the story. So like point and click games, simulation games, and like light novels.
The thing about stories is though, like the more stories you like experience, the less like things seem original to you. So like, like sometimes someone would say, "Oh, this story's really great," but you'll be like, "Oh, that's too complex."
Okay, but here's the thing: visual novels are all about the plot and like.
But my point is, you could still have seen another thing out there somewhere that did that same story but better.
Nothing new under the sun.
But I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to avoid.
At this point, is anything? Oh my God!
I'm not saying that it's not because it's original. It's like the way something is done that makes something original.
Very true.
I
especially with games.
And with games, I think there is really endless innovation, and I think that's probably where we should leave off.
That's where we should leave off. That does it for this episode of Real Talk Game Talk about storytelling, impactful moments. Yeah, that was a good episode, honestly. I'm happy. I'm happy
I was here for it.
Yeah, likewise for me.
If you have a topic you wish for us to cover, just hop on our Discord and mention the @podcast.
Or put it in the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Once again, I was your host, Min, and with me today was Conrad.
Hi.
Sam.
Bye.
See you later.
Steven.
I'll be back soon.
And I'm pretty sure we can say we'll see you next time.
Sonic and the Black Knight gets a bad rap.
Yes.
Bye-bye.